Hello, good morning. Well, good afternoon when you watch this. I'm recording this early in the morning. Hope you are well. Savva here from Savva Talks Football, and welcome to a Daily Dose of Spurs. This is day 7. I hope you are all well. I hope that everyone is still happy after the result yesterday. Very happy. At the moment, can't complain with a lot that's going on at Tottenham. We'll get into that in a bit more detail. Still a few tweaks I'd like to see. I think as a fan base. But there's a lot of reason to be positive right now. We know that there's lots of off-field issues in regards to Paratici and what he did. And will Conte sign a new contract? And will Kane sign a new contract? But on the field, slowly but surely, nicely and quietly, some things are starting to click in terms of results. Now, what I don't want to do into this conversation is get into a style debate or a Conte debate. I just want to look at Tottenham Hotspur, our club, and the results. And for me, what I've said all along, and one reason why I know as I said, lots of people get annoyed at me that we don't win a game and I'm not going, yeah, we won. Apologies, that's never been my, even as a kid, I was never a screamer and a shouter and go into the pub and beer going everywhere. And I'm not that guy, I'm afraid. I like to quietly go about it. I like to, when I'm watching the game, I like to take it in. I don't like to be one of these people that's holding my phone while all the action's happening. I don't believe in that. I'm old school. I'm a purist. I want to watch the game. I want to take it in. I like watching it, whether I'm at the ground or at home. I like watching it with a little bit of time for myself to think about things and take it all in. That's just who I am. I'm not saying that's right. That's just me. That's just me, right? Each to their own. But one thing I have said is that for me, consistency is key for this football club. Consistency is key. Now, whether that be the manager situation and we keep Conte for years, okay, which obviously we know that we don't know if that's happening at the moment, but whether it's that, whether it's a director of football that stays for 10 years and we keep an ethos, whether it is implementing an academy and having a plan and they're all aligned with everybody else. More importantly, in the short term, for me, the consistency is on the pitch and it's the results. What do I mean by this? I'm a big believer. I don't get too excited until I can see 5, 6, 7 games in a row where you've got positive results. Now, you don't have to win all of them. It's not like you have to win 7 in a row. But for years now, 3, 4, 5 years, we've very much been win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2. So for me, it's really important to find a level of consistency. And what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, don't get me wrong, it's not completely there, but let's get some positives out into the world. Let's get some positive vibes. There's too much nastiness going on this world of YouTube, too much pointing the fingers at other people being belittled for their opinions. We don't need that. We just need, everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. They don't need to be called an idiot or dumb. Just, it's fine. Everyone's got an opinion. And I look at it, in the league, if I remove the AC Milan game, and the Preston game, in the league, we've won 4 out of 5. And if I'm not wrong, kept 4 clean sheets. I think the only game we didn't, we made up for it was the Leicester away when we lost 4-1. So in between that time, we beat, we came off the back of 2 defeats against Man City and Arsenal. And I think it was quite, the feeling in the fan base was quite low. And it was about how we bounced back. So we bounced back with a 1-0 win at Fulham, which was important for where they were in the table. More importantly was the clean sheet. We then followed that up by an impressive win at home to Manchester City with, again, 1-0 clean sheet. Had to hang on at times, had to dig in, grind out the result. Fair play to the lads for that. Then this is where I start to worry when we went to Leicester and we lost 4-1. Because at that moment I was talking about, right, consistency. Now beat Leicester. Then beat West Ham, then beat Chelsea, but we didn't. We lost to Leicester, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is why I don't get excited. We then went to Milan and lost, obviously, in the Champions League. So you've gone 2 wins, 2 defeats. Now we've beaten West Ham with another clean sheet. We've beaten Chelsea with another clean sheet. And again, it's that. It's that. Now, what I want to see, just for me personally, is I don't want to see that and then, oh, we lost to Wolves. It's that. Come on, now, can we beat Wolves? Yeah, can we then go on? Who you got after Wolves? Can we then go on after that and beat Forest? Because then we're in a wonderful position. Then is the consistency that is key for all clubs. If you look at the clubs that are up there, it's the clubs with the most consistency. Yeah, Arsenal, Yeah, they just had a little dip, but they bounced back again. But consistency, I think they lost one of their first 18 games. Man City, for years, win leagues. The consistency. Man United have lost something like 2 games in 31 in all competitions. Consistency. And my worry was, could Spurs put that together? Now, listen, I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, it's amazing the consistency is there. But signs are there. And that's important for me as a fan. Just me. It's important. I like to see those signs. So, a good win against Chelsea. I'm not going to talk about style. I'm not going to talk about performance. The team worked very, very hard. We got stuck in. I think we were so up for the battle, and I think that was important. Yes, look, I'm the first one to say I thought we'd win. I think most people thought we'd win because this is not a good Chelsea team. But I don't want to take away from the performance of Spurs. We knew they didn't have a lot up front. But Dyer, Romero, Davis, Longley, Royal, they did their jobs. They made sure there wasn't the opportunities. And credit where it's due. The defence gets a lot of stick, but credit where it's due. That's 4 clean sheets in 5. So maybe the defenders aren't as bad as we thought. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just putting that out of speculation. But again, for me to think that they're not as bad as I first thought for the last few years, it's consistency. If you get another couple of clean sheets in a row now, you have to start saying, well, hang on, they are capable of defending. They are capable of not gifting mistakes to the other team. So, look, there's small signs there, and that's positive, and I think we should all be positive about that. Yeah, look, lots of football fans, we wear our hearts on our sleeves. Of course we do. And, we get deflated when we lose, and we're happy when we win, and there's no kind of grey area in football. And I think for me, I probably, here's the win, here's the defeat. I think I kind of live in there somewhere where I'm always loathed to really go mad, because for years we celebrated and we said to teams, mind the gap, and we said to teams that we're taking over now and we're better than Liverpool and Chelsea and City and United, and yet all those teams come back and win things before we do. So I just like to keep a middle ground. But we've left ourselves now, as I've said yesterday on the Spurs review, and thank you for everyone who watched. Thank you for everybody that's liked, that subscribed. It really does mean a lot to me. So I do appreciate that. And hopefully you're seeing that my channel is one where, I will read out as many comments as I can. I do think it's important to have lots of different opinions. You'll see from the guests I have, wildly different opinions, from mine to Sean's to David's to Coover's to Danny's. I like that. I don't think it should be an echo chamber. I think that we need to have those conversations. So hopefully people like that. Hopefully people appreciate that people can turn up. You can have a different opinion. Look, as I say, always go out. There's loads of Spurs channels that we can watch for different content and different context. And I think it's important to do that, whether that's Last Word on Spurs, whether that's Spurs Talk Show, whether that's Henry Wright TV, Tottenham on Tour, the Irish Hotspur, the Cheese Room, Expressions Oozing, whether it's Tottenham Away, whether it's Southview COYS, whether it's Shellside Spurs, Free Spurs Boys. Look, I could rattle loads and loads off. I think it's important that fans watch as many as possible, get a different flavour, because otherwise we do live in an echo chamber, and otherwise we are being dictated to as to what to do. So I would never tell anyone to just watch me. It's not that. I don't want that. I like the debate. It can get heated at times, but I like the debate. I like understanding where people are coming from. So all in all, a good result against Chelsea, 2-0 win. We won't talk about them. They've got a lot of their own issues going on. I don't agree. I see lots of people calling Potter a fraud. Every time a manager loses a game, they get called a fraud, and I don't know where this has crept into with football fans. I feel like it's a new generation of football fans where everyone's a fraud, everyone's a bum, everyone's a loser. I've never been that guy. And I always think, stay humble, because you don't know what's going to happen around the corner. I've seen Spurs fans for years do these wild statements of, oh my God, he's a fraud, he's terrible. And then that manager goes on to win something before we ever do. So I just like to keep my feet on the ground with all of that. But look, positives, let's stick with some positives. Fantastic. 3 home wins in a row, keeping 3 clean sheets. Important to make that ground, White Hart Lane, I will always call it, a fortress. So we're building that. The next game is Forest at home. Got to be beating Forest at home, and I think we will beat Forest at home. I think we'll beat them comfortably. That would be 4 wins in a row. If we can win with Wolves sandwiched in the middle, That would be 4 wins in all competitions in a row. Sorry, in all league games in a row, if we can beat Wolves and Forest. Plus, that would be 7 wins out of our last 10 games. The tide is slowly turning. But for me, before I go overboard with it, let's just keep that trajectory. So credit where it's due. I thought Ollie Skip had a very good game yesterday, not just the goal. Like, I don't know where that came from. Didn't know Ollie Skip had that in him, but fair play to him. He was alert. He was first to the ball. We've seen that before where a defender may have been a bit stronger and pushed him off, but Skip was in there, hustling, brought it down, bang. Fair play to the lads. Not just the goal, though. I thought he got stuck in well in a game where Chelsea did have a lot of the ball. Didn't do a lot with it, but had a lot of the ball. And Højbjerg and Skip had to stand their ground. They had to be patient, and I think they were. Credit where it's due, as I said already, to the defence. A difficult game. I thought Kane struggled to get into it for most of the game. Richarlison, again, I think looks wildly lost out there on that left. Kulu, flashes of the old Kulu, flashes for me, but still nowhere near his best. So again, we've got that to come back. You know, I'm not knocking him for that. He came back from a long-term injury, got to play himself into form. But it was great. I think we saw a team that we weren't rescued yesterday by our forwards. And normally I feel that we are rescued by our forwards. But I think yesterday was one because of the midfield and defence being very compact, working hard, having to be very patient. So kudos to them. It's important to give credit where it's due. So look, all in all, happy about this. Happy situation. We should beat Sheffield United. We should beat Wolves. We should beat Forest. I keep my feet on the ground, as I said, because if we go to Wolves and you lose, all of a sudden it's that wind taken out of your sails. We should beat Wolves. Wolves are a lovely technical football team. Some really good players like Sarabia, Nunes, Cunha, Neves. Some lovely technical players. I don't think they score enough, so I'd be disappointed to lose that one. So I think we will win that, and I think we will beat Sheffield United, and we will beat Forest. And that would then be 5 wins in a row in all competitions. And then fans like me who have been sceptical got nowhere to go. Absolutely, that's what it's about. It's about, in football, we are allowed to be nimble. We're allowed to evolve our opinions and change. Otherwise, what's the point? As a fan, if I make an opinion that I want to see change and I want to see this and I want to see that, if I see it, I can't then just turn around and go, no, well, I don't like this, like that. If I see it, I see it. And I'll say that, call that out. It's fine. So we're allowed to do that. So, look, I want to see that further. I'm still sceptical in parts. I'm still very sceptical in parts. I think there's going to be a lot of games where, especially if you play better teams, that you can't just play like we do. But hopefully that evolves. Hopefully it does. As I've said before, and this is my last point, the big cloud for me at the moment over Tottenham is Antonio Conte. And what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter if I like him. It doesn't matter if I like his style. That is completely irrelevant. If the man signs a contract, I think we all know where we are. So between Tottenham and Conte, I think they've got to get that sorted ASAP. If it's in the summer, it's got to be the beginning of the summer. We can't have this sorted out halfway through the summer when the transfer window is in full swing. We've missed out on players. If he's going to go straight after the season. So for me, I think that's the big cloud hanging over Tottenham at the moment. I'm not blaming Conte for that, by the way, before anyone has a go at me. That is between Conte and Levy. They've got to have these conversations, because if it's not Conte next year, you're starting again. If it is Conte, cool. What are we going to allow this man to build with? So look, lots of questions, but the positives at the club at the moment, some good stuff going on there. Can we build on it? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. And please, one last shameless plug. Friday, I will be doing a 24-hour Syria-Turkey earthquake appeal. It's a live stream for 24 hours. It killed me last time, but we're going to try and do it again. Quizzes, competitions, football debates, movie debates, food debates, whatever debates we want to talk about. People from Spurs channels all across the world, people from different channels. We've got some Arsenal fans coming on, some Chelsea fans coming on. So please join us, and I will put the link in this chat. So if anyone does want to donate, please do. We're looking to get to 3K. As I've said, whatever is donated, I will put my own money in and double it up. So if we make 3K, I will put in 3K of my own. I can't be fairer than that. So we're on £300 at the moment. This will go right the way through to Saturday at midday. And in between now and then, any watch revenue I get from YouTube, any super chats I get from YouTube, that revenue will be put straight in to the Earthquake Appeal Fund. So hopefully I can't say fairer than that. Just remember, guys and girls, let's be a little bit nicer to each other in the comments, in the chats, on YouTube channels. It's there's a lot of people out there that are going through tough times, being made redundant, mental health issues, personal issues, losing family members, still struggling from COVID. Let's not point fingers and poke at them at every opportunity. People use this platform as a release, as an escape, and they don't want to be told always that they're awful people. Please just remember that. Please. Trust me, coming from someone that's been in that horrible space where I didn't like myself for things I was doing and had to be sat down and told by people many years ago. Please, let's just be nice to each other. And come on, you Spurs. Much love. See you soon. Take care.